love having to reset my connection between Discord and Twitch every time I want things to show up. It's really cool. Twitch, Discord. Let's make sure that we keep an eye on the event chat. And let's also bring up my schedule so that way I can at least vaguely get back to being how scheduled I should be. Also, let me switch over to some gameplay here. Give y'all something to actually look at. Yep, there we go. Alrighty-doity, let's also get some music. I'm gonna have to edit this a little bit. As much as it pains me to get rid of the meme songs, I need to make sure that it's all Twitch safe and above the board for now. Later, maybe. Later someday, I'll be able to do the memes again, but not for now. I don't know if I'm gonna go further than I usually do to make up, but I'm gonna at least do 2 hours, because I can do that much. Oops. Also, my apologies, chat. I had a very interesting experience at the doctor's office today. Experience that ended up going about 2.5 to 3 hours. No, 2.5 hours, I'd say. Longer than I had hoped for. Yeah, 2.5. I guess strictly like 1.5, but I think all told it's probably closer to 3.5. So why did they steal your blood and have you challenge them in armed combat for it back? See, I would challenge them to get my blood back. The problem is that they took the blood out of my arm, so right now my arm doesn't have any blood in it. So I would need to replace that first, because otherwise I can't very well win in an armed combat if my arm is all limp and noodly with no blood. So for the full story, as some of y'all might know or might remember, a few months ago I moved into a different state. And one of the problems that I had been dreading the most was getting a new healthcare provider. Because, like, I still go every now and then to see my my creator, Dr. Valentine, make sure with them that everything's Gucci, but it just helps to have someone who's more like a general healthcare provider as well. So, I finally today got the appointment to go in and, like, get evaluated to be a new patient over at this place. And, like, it was just such a busy day for starts. Like, we went in, and I think it was like 45 minutes or so before, about half an hour. Right, my partner hollered over the correct information. About half an hour from when we got in to, and we're like supposed to be seeing someone, to when we were actually able to see someone. Which, I mean, I get. That's just a thing that a lot of healthcare facilities have problems with. I'm not blaming them for that. Once I actually got in to see a doctor, it was pretty good. I I feel like I got along pretty well with my new potential doctor up here. I don't know if I'm actually gonna like have them as a regular healthcare provider, but it's a good first impression there. Well, the problem came when I needed to have some lab work done. And, like, again, this isn't an unusual thing. They have, like, all of my medical records on paper, but, like, the medical history and experiences of someone who is a taxidermy brought to life is a little unorthodox, so they want to make sure they run all of the important tests before they actually, like, fully admit me. And, you know what? Sure. Fine with me. But, I get in there, and I need, as far as I know, two things done. I need to have some blood taken to, I don't know, analyze blood stuff. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna pretend I am. And the other thing they need is a pee sample. So the blood work's up first. The doctor asks me, okay, which arm do you want? Because whichever arm you take it from obviously is going to be sore and weak and a limp little noodle. So I say, okay, could you do it in my non-dominant arm? Can you do it in my right arm, please? And one of the things that I take a certain amount of weird, almost pride in is that I have extremely visible veins in my body. Like, if you were to see me without anything on my upper half, you would be able to, like, perfectly trace my circulatory system. It's wild. So that said, I figured, okay, yeah, I've got plenty of veins, just take it out of one of these bad boys. She looks over the arm, preps it for the blood work, and then she stops and asks me, can I see the other arm? And I mean, I've been trying to avoid this because, like, my arms get pretty sore usually after any kind of blood drawing, and I'm gonna be doing a drawing stream, so I would like no blood to be drawn from my drawing arm, but I figure, okay, well, she's a doctor. I have to follow along here for now. So I do. I give her that arm. She then, of course, because that's how blood work works, she then just sticks me with the needle and attaches these little vials to the other end of the needle where the blood's getting drawn to. And, like, I don't know what I was expecting. If you're anything like me, it's because the muscles are stronger and thus it's easier for them in the dominant arm. Huh. Well, I didn't know that. Good to know, though. But, like, the needle is already kind of, like, loosely in there. Like, I can feel it sort of wiggling around, which, never a good sign in my experience. Always makes things much more painful. And I figure, okay, just grit your teeth and bear it. She's only got the one vial to fill up with blood anyway. So the one vial comes off, then the second vial goes on and comes off. And at this point, I'm just like, I just have my eyes, I'm trying to keep them squeezed shut so I don't have to see this, because for me, seeing a source of pain always makes it worse. So I just power through it, then the third vial, then the fourth. Then finally, after the fifth vial, sorry, the fifth vial, and then I think like there might have been like a half of a vial after that. Uh, she finally pulls the needle out. And at this point, it's been in the arm for like almost a minute, at least, if not even longer than that. It's hard to keep track of time accurately when you're in pain, because, you know, everything feels like it's a little longer than it is. But at that point, the needle finally comes out, and she starts cleaning me up, and she starts having trouble cleaning me up, and like she's having like a worrying enough amount of problems that she asks me, "Hey, are you on any blood thinners?" So at this point, now I'm worried because why am I bleeding so much? That shouldn't be happening. Blood is only allowed to be inside me or inside of a vial. What did you need the blood work done for again? Part of it was I needed it done just because, like, this was my intake evaluation for the doctor, so I needed to have the blood work on file to show like a baseline level of what kind of chemicals and stuff or hormones and stuff are in my blood, but also because I am going through I am going through special endocrinology treatment to uh, do hormone replacement therapy. So that's something that is very important to keep an eye on the chemicals in the blood to see when certain things are changing and how much, and make sure everything's safe and all. And you know what? Fine. That's totally fine. Also, I think I could delete this layer for now. Oh. So that's totally fine. But yeah, once she said, "Hey, this is, hey, do you have blood thinners?" Because like the implication of because you shouldn't be bleeding this much. To me, that implies either it wasn't a particularly good blood draw, or something is now very wrong. But fortunately, she does get everything under control. Goes through a couple of like the gauze padding things that they use to stem blood flow, and then finally I am allowed off the seat, and I'm given two of these tiny little vials, and I have to head into the bathroom to get the pee sample. Alright, speaking of, I don't have to pee. Fortunately, I got all that out of my system, but I am a little paranoid, so I am gonna go wash my hands again before continuing. I'll be right back. Alright, and back. Also, I don't think I said it earlier, but hey, Awesome Blossom, I'm glad to have you back. Same goes to you, Racy, and Heavy Manabees. If you are uncomfortable with any talk of like bathroom related stuff, pee, maybe a tiny bit of poop, but not really. If you're uncomfortable with any of that stuff, just like mute me for the next maybe 3 or so minutes. Okay, that should probably be enough time. So, what you need to know first off is that I have kind of problems with peeing on demand. I get very performance shy, but also it's hard because when you're peeing specifically to get a sample of it, of course you got the little cup that you need to catch the pee in, which is all fine and dandy for many people who have the peen, but I sort of lost the ability to easily pee standing up. There's a deep-seated childhood trauma of mine where I was super confident in my bathroom using, and I was getting... I was still, at the time, when I was still a young bun, I was still able to pee standing up easily, and one day, I went to pee standing up, and nothing came out. And then I felt something warm on my butt, and I realized I did have to go to the bathroom, but I had to poop. And somehow, I did not realize that until after, while standing up, mind you, after I had managed to poop. So there I am, a tiny, tiny bun, not even close to 10 years old, maybe like around 5 to 7. And I'm standing there, underwear at my ankles now, covered in poop. That's when the pee starts. And something about that one childhood incident so scarred me that I think at some point that day I just made the decision, okay, you know what, I guess I am just never going to pee standing up again. That way I never have to worry about accidentally pooping myself when I think I just need to pee. Which, of course, makes it now very difficult because I have, like, lost the... I've lost the natural ability to easily pee standing up. So it takes me, like, a good maybe 5 to... like, maybe at the very most 10 minutes of just standing there. And the problem is also that one of the cups I have to fill at just as much as I can, but the other cup, I have a very specific line that I need to fill to. So it's like, psst, and then I have to pull everything back in to check to see how close it is to the line. Okay, it could go a little further. Psst, I get a little bit of dribble on my hands, which, of course, that's bound to happen. Check it again. Unfortunately, still not quite there. Go down again. Psst. And I do finally manage to get both of them filled up enough, and my hands are absolutely disgusting me at that point. But, I mean, there's nothing I can do, so I just put it in the sample holder and I go to wash my hands. And this, chat, this is when the real misery starts. Now, as you might know, many hospitals or many hospitals or doctors' offices will do a thing where they try to make the bathroom process as streamlined and automatic and touchless as possible. And in theory, this is a pretty solid idea because, one of the easiest ways to transmit germs between people is through touch, and the less you have to touch in a place that's going to already be pretty dirty, like a bathroom, the better. So, yeah, good idea. But the problem is the specific kind of equipment they're using here. They have, if you've ever seen them, they're sink faucet heads that have they don't have like a knob or like an on-off switch that you can spin or flip open. No, they have just a uh, just a single button that you can like vaguely turn in the vaguely hot or vaguely cold direction, and then you have to press. Oh, no, no, no. Not even an IR sensor. Literally, you press the button and the water comes out. Oh, I've used these before. They were frequently something I had to use. Alright, see you in a little bit, Racy. They were frequently something I had to use in my old workplace. So I was used to that. So I press down, I soap my hands up, I go to dip them under the water, and the water stops. So I'm kind of confused. I press a little harder, and it goes again, and then it stops again. So I press a little harder, and it goes for maybe like a split second longer before stopping again. And it's then that I realize this thing is so super sensitive that literally less than a second after I stop holding down the button, the water turns off again. So now I've got a problem. I need to pee I need to wash my hands after peeing and getting that all on them. And I can't, because the second I take the hand off the pressure sensor, the water immediately stops. And I need both hands under the water to wash the hands. You can see where the problem comes in here at this point, chat. But eventually I work out a way where with my left elbow, I hold down the on-off switch, and I sort of rotate so I'm almost standing side by side, facing away from the sink. And I have to bend my arms at the elbow and at the wrist, and it looks like I'm a sideways praying mantis. I have bent and broken, well, not broken, fortunately, but I have bent my wrists at like my arms at like 3 separate places, and I'm like craning around and trying to twist into a position where I can actually get it and keep it under the water. But I do eventually wash enough that I feel comfortable going out of the bathroom. And then finally, the ordeal is done. And then we go outside, and it's a raging downpour of a thunderstorm that is probably going to flood the street that we're on, but that's a whole nother story. So, that's how my day has been. How has all of your days been? Better than that, I hope. It's 97 degrees over there. Woofa doofa. Sorry to hear that, Heavy. It would probably be that hot over here too if it wasn't currently flood levels of thunderstorm. My 4 here feels like it's on fire. Eesh. Oh, your forest, right. Wind spirits aren't helping, no airflow. Ugh. Lazy wind spirits. Whoops. Oh, no, I want that. I want that. Go. It's not flooding worse now, which is a good thing. Oh, okay. I'll take not flooding worse. By law, I'm not allowed to use an ice spirit because it too much added to the rent. Hey, Abby, how you doing? Sorry that I couldn't finish reading or rereading for like feedback the rest of the story quite yet, but I will get there later tonight. Extremely Sleepy came in to say hi. No worries, it's not even done yet. Well, still, I want to be able to provide good feedback, because I know that helps. How's your day been, by the way? I want to make sure I check in with everyone. Spent it writing, mostly? Well, I must say, thank you for that. I worry that you do too much writing sometimes. But I'd be lying if I said that I didn't also really look forwards to it. And a quick nap before you picked up a roommate. Nice! It always pays... well... I imagine it would pay to be the one friend in the group of gays who is reliably able to drive. Yes, the rare breed of driving gay, very important. But yeah, I can say that I'm really liking what I've seen so far. That is true. You are also one of the driving gays epitome, and I love you. Regardless of if you were or were not a driving gay, I'd still love you, obviously, but... Are we going to initial D over who gets to be the group's driving gay, or can we coexist and share car tips? Ooh, I don't know. I've heard that going on testosterone can make you more, like, hot-headed. So maybe that'll become a thing with Epitome? I don't know. Aww. Nice. Also, I hope that no one hears, like, the air conditioner going on in the background right now. I was lucky enough that Epitome got a air conditioner for the nerd room, so now I don't have to rely on having two fans and then also still sweating my just sweating my everything off. You don't hear the ice spirit? Good. Glad to know. Oh, nice. I'm glad that you two can coexist. If you do still want to initial D, though, please do so responsibly. E. We have done 3 tests on a magic box, seems stabilized in this dimension. Oh, good for you! Are you still streaming Doom and the, what was it, the Ace Combat? Ace Pilot thing? Hey, Jula. Yes, were you here for my harrowing story about the doctors who stole my blood? Ace Combat 7 being replaced with Eichenfell. Nice. Oh, okay. Well, actually, you're pretty much right on time. I'm going over all of the sketch into a line art layer, and I just so happen to be on yours right now. I am so bummed though, because like, and this is not something I blame anyone on, this is just how the cookie crumbled, that I ended up being stuck at the doctor's office for so long, and I'm only going to be able to stream like 2 hours now, which makes me a little sad. But he snorted at that deadpan, hey Julep. Oh, I didn't think I was that deadpan. But just in case there's anyone in here right now who I haven't given the spiel to, today, this is the last day of a special event I've been a part of, the LGBTV Pride Month Raid Train. So, the LGBTV, it is a server that is a community and network for people in the LGBTQA or just the queer community who are also streamers or video producers or content creators like that. And we decided for the last 3 days of Pride Month we would do a back-to-back-to-back continuous series of raids into one stream after another, all the while raising money for the Trevor Project, which, if you're not familiar with the Trevor Project, it's a very important organization to me. Basically, they provide any member of the queer community with resources when they need to handle crisis intervention, or even worse case scenarios, if they need to immediately prevent potential suicide or self-harm. Basically, the Trevor Project is, if you are having something that you can't handle, if there is harassment at school, if there's threats at home, if you are at risk of doing something awful to yourself, instead you can call or text or email the Trevor Project and they will help you out. That's just the message they're trying to send to queer youth, that there will always be someone in their corner who wants to help them. So if you are comfortably able to only, I don't want anyone like tossing their rent money at this, but if you are able to comfortably make a financial donation to the Trevor Project, you can either use the link in that stream element bot that came up a little while ago, or you can also just type exclamation point charity. That will also bring you to the dono page. Oh, it has to be all together. But this might be mean, but does it have to stop at age 25? So I believe the 25 is primarily just a means of specifying queer youth. That said, while they only have the means to actively help queer youth in crisis, the actual resources that they provide are very much evergreen. So you'll still be able, if you age out of the system, to use the same kind of contacts, methods, support networks. Like, they aren't going to just abandon you once you hit 25. And if you aren't able to donate financially, that is totally fine too. You can also spread the word about the organization, tell family, tell friends, anyone you think would be interested. You're also welcome just to hang out on the stream, because the more people that hang out, the more people will learn about the cause, and the more people will potentially be able to chip in. This is the last day of the raid train, sadly. But if you continue on to the very end, there's a special ending ceremony that they're going to be doing on the LGBTV server, where they are going to, like, actually put together all of the pictures people submitted for the Pride Parade, the digital Pride Parade. You know, like the one I posted on Twitter a little while ago, and they're going to actually have the parade happen. So that'll be fun, I think. Also, thank you so much for all of the bees, Happy. Now that I have told you all my bit, let me go back to checking the chat. Hey, Nova. I'm feeling a little drained and a little dirty and a little tired after my doctor's visit adventure, but now that I'm back home and streaming, I am feeling better already. Hey, Daryl. I hope you're having a good day, too. You're feeling like a fire bunny with no fire defense? Oof. Sorry to hear that, Heavy. I hope that night brings you a slight reprieve, at least. You are bled out. Tired doesn't begin to start to be the thought. Oh, yeah, but I mean, just because I'm undead and not able to make my own blood as easily doesn't mean that I'm totally, helpless. Oh. Oh. Well, I feel like you should know this by now, but Daryl, you are such a sweet and thoughtful and loving little friend. And you, Daryl, yes, you are a good little kitty. You're such a good kitty. Yes, you are. There you go. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, thank you, Julep. Thank you for the 3 buckaroos. Let me take a quick look-see, because it gives you the, oh, no. It gives you the ability to add messages and stuff, so let me just make sure. Ah, thank you for the cute drawing. Oh, no problem. I have a very cute subject to be drawing, so I'm happy to do so. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, you missed it. Just a little before you arrived, Julep, Heavy was talking about how flattered and thrilled they were that you had followed them. Yeah, look, see, that is how they felt when they saw that you had followed. You just have that effect on people, I guess. Hey, chat, a quick question for you. Like, I'm not the most skilled seamstress, but if I were to try to make like custom little plushies with this kind of art style, this kind of simplified art style, is that something that anyone would be interested? Oh shucks, I'm glad you're gonna have an anime date with Snapper. Nice. What's the anime you're watching? If you don't mind me asking. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the most embarrassing anime to have an anime date night to, and all I'm coming up with is Boku no Pico. I'm wondering if our Wi-Fi is being shit. Maybe? The stream keeps skipping for me. Strange. Is anyone else having a problem with the streams, like, potentially skipping or pausing or jumping? I haven't noticed any issues with the upload rate on my end, but not today. All right. Well, that's good. Like it keeps buffering, but no one else seems to have the issue, so it's probably just me. Oh, Ghost Story. Yeah, Ghost Stories is a pretty good anime, not gonna lie. Like, unironically, I think Ghost Stories is kind of it's kind of a good anime. Like the original, not so much. The original was just like straight-laced, not particularly interesting or original. But I do honestly think that there's something special to be said about the American Western English dub. Also, hey Bunny, do you prefer bunny, lemon, chi, any of those? Just want to make sure I got that right. And if you've already gone off to the date, I hope you have a really good one, Gillette. Go and get some water. Sounds like a good idea. Hmm. Let's keep it simple. Keep it simple, sweetie. I was gonna readjust the windows a little bit so I can keep an eye on the ticker in case it turns over. Oh, and epitome. If you see the fundraiser bar get any higher without and I don't notice, feel free to let me know. Okay? It's a good gag dub, but I'm not a fan. That's fair. I like it as an exercise in creative writing, I guess. You know, that is fair, epitome. Also, I'm sorry that I can't just give you free sub stuff, because that would make it so you don't have to watch ads. Doing as much as you can. Oh, thank you very much, Daryl. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure Epitome will also appreciate the gift sub. Well, the interesting thing I heard is that while like it's a popular, it's a popular like urban legend that the Ghost Stories dub was all improvised. The fact was that it actually was written ahead of time. Like they would kind of improvise interactions between the characters, but when it came time to actually have a plot and like organized writing for that, it was just the director of the dub. Hmm. Do you think all of the rain is washing the Wi-Fi out? I've heard that's a possibility. Really, I mean, that the original animation team didn't send over a script to be localized, or is that part of the legend? Well, the way that I heard of how it worked in like this sort of amateur documentary someone made, which, though to be fair, they did also like cite all of their sources, was that they were given like the vague idea of a show Bible in the sense that they had certain things that were immutable. They could not change a lot of these things that had already been established in the show, but as long as they didn't change that stuff, they were allowed to remake the script into something new as they pleased. We're on the second floor. It'd be further if it was in the basement. You're not going in the attic? Okay. Scene direction and goals established, and let the actors improvise the scene and write the transcript and send it to get the animation cleared up. Something like that, I think. That reminds me, though, Abby and Epitome, we still need to watch the new season of Zombieland Saga together, if possible. Welcome back, Racy. Power outages left and right yesterday and today. Well, that's all right. You don't need to apologize for that. Not unless you're causing the power outages. Then you should probably apologize. Here, I'll send you a transcript, Epitome. This was basically the gist of what I was saying. That could do it. Oh, hey! Hey, Salo! Oh, I wasn't expecting you. Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting anyone to raid into me after I had all of the delays, but thank you so much. How did Sonic Adventure 2 Battle go? Is that is that like an official game mode in Sonic Adventure 2? Never actually played the game, so I don't really know, but it sounds almost like some kind of like mod or something. Yeah, I think. Got a meeting in 5. All right. Have a good meeting, Daryl. Sonic Adventure 2 has a lot of mods. It went all right. You had a lot of technical issues. I feel you there. Those are always rough. Mm-hmm. Everyone has scuff. And if they don't have scuff, they're lying or have professional producers behind them. You're out of work for the next 2 months. So what are you doing this summer, Heavy? I passed it to you, but I think Rap is going live next. Soul. Keep that in mind. Have fun. I'm gonna go rest. Also, not gonna lie, I find it kind of hilarious that Salo rated me when I started off the stream talking about a terrible experience I had with P today, and Salo has the running joke in his community all about piss kinks. I just love it that even in someone else's stream, the piss follows you. Hmm. But yes, you go rest up. I'll try and guide the train without crashing. I should have no idea why and how it started, but hey, here we are. Yep, gotta wipe the sweat. She's still a little sweaty. Yep, rest up and I'll see you around. Hey, Stelia! How are you doing? Oh, we really got a bunch of people here. I was worried because I had the messy doctor visit that delayed everything, that things wouldn't go as well, but Glad to be proven wrong. Also, I actually, in my rush to start the stream when I got home, did not grab a drink, so I will be right back. All right, chat, I am back. Had my sippy. Uh, this is going to be one of those instances, I think, where I'm probably going to continue working on something after I finish the stream official because hmm, I don't think I should be broke. I mean, I'm definitely not doing that bad financially. Not right now, anyway. But I should still be moving and stuff. Oh, good. Let me quickly check the ref to see what's going on with these patterns. Okay. Yeah, so copy one up there and then one like kind of around the L or not, yeah, like kind of around there, I think. Okay. And then just one line. Okay. Oops. Okay. But yeah, because like I don't I don't think I would have too much of a problem if I just keep working after stream in like finishing all of these at the very least by tomorrow, if not by the end of tonight. So I want to give it a shot, you know? Well, I mean, I'm not overdoing it. My my stream basically got like cut in half from what it would have been anyway, so like I'm just doing what I would have done anyway, basically. Just it wouldn't be able to be on stream is all. But yeah, how has everyone been doing on this, the final day of Pride? And more importantly, what are everyone's plans for Gay Wrath Month next month? Gonna do anything particularly wrathful for Wrath Month? It is the most angry time of the year for the gay community. You bought 2 more games with your saved up gift card? Nice. Speaking of, that reminds me, I saw that that Yakuza Zero was on sale for like $5, so I should really try to pick that up uh, by before the sale ends on like July 5th. Like, I don't even consider myself really an action beat 'em up game player, but the Yakuza series is a lot more than that, you know? I don't know what to do for, what did you call it, Wrath Month? Yeah. Like, June is Pride Month, which is like the start of the gay months. But after that, the other sins all get their own month. So July is, uh, like, June is Gay Pride Month, July is Gay Wrath Month. Then August is gonna be Gay Sloth Month, and it just keeps going like that. It's the kind of things that they don't always put them in the newer editions of the gay agenda when they publish each yearly version, but it is in there if you look in the bylaws. Well, I think if I recall right, Gay Gluttony Month is in November or December. But yeah, I hope even if you weren't able to have super big fun stuff happening in Pride Month, that you at least got to do one or two things that felt good. Well, see, you are part of the education system, Heavy, so you are allowed to be as angry as you want any time of the year. You've earned that. And most of your vacation days stolen by snow days. Ugh, that sucks. I remember when I was in high school, we had the craziest year for senior year because, like, there were just back to back to back to back blizzards, and we had so many snow days. I think we were like, if we had had a single snow day more, they would have had to roll back graduation to into July. It was nuts. I think it was also no, I think it was maybe one of the earlier years, but like I remember distinctly I had I've had like exactly one I've had exactly one prophetic dream in my life as far as I know. It was either a prophetic dream or something visited me or like I peeked into some parallel dimension or something. But it happened because of a snow day. Like I remember in my dream waking up with my alarm to get ready to go to school. But before I could get out of bed, my mama bunny came in and told me, "Don't sweat it. Go back to sleep. It's a snow day." And I did, or I thought I did. I was still asleep at the time. But later on, my mama bunny had to get me going because I had slept in. And then, lo and behold, it turned out to be a snow day. None of us were expecting it because, like, the weather wasn't even supposed to be that bad that day. But no, it just happened. So I'm kind of a little bummed that my subconscious decided to use literally all of my prophetic powers for one snow day. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a second wind later on in life. We can only hope, right? I have to tell you about how our school system handles snow days. How does your school system handle snow days, Heavy? Give us the inside scoop. We're here with Heavy Mana Beast, teacher of human children, and they're going to give us the dirty secrets that the education system doesn't want you to know, listener. I don't know what those secrets are yet, but I'm sure they're good. We get 3 days, and that's it. Um, aren't you in the Midwest? 3 days is freaking wild. Oh, you're not in the Midwest? Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that you had said at some point that you were from like Illinois or some place over there. That must have been my imagination or my mistake. I'm trying to eat a peanut butter cup, but it's so hopelessly melted. Ow. Oh, oh, wow. I feel gross. I did it. At what cost? I don't know. Eastern sector. Wait, if you're in the east sector, that's even more wild that they only budget 3 school days for snow days. Like, you gotta budget at least a week, you know? At the very least a week. That is wild. Cute? What's cute? You calling me cute? You trying to call me cute? Mm, okay, I'll take it. Oh, a week is a dream. Oh yeah, that's why it's like the bare minimum. If we use up those 3 days, they start eating holidays backwards. Ew. I don't want to vor a holiday. I don't know where those holidays have been. And like those holidays have been with everyone. I don't want to slut shame a holiday, but that's a whole lot of people by transitive property that you are also eating if you eat a holiday. So Veterinarian's Day, gone. Rip Veterinarian's Day. It was a real one. You know, veterinarians do not get enough respect. There, I said it. Someone needed to. Veterinarians don't get enough respect. And it's a shame that Veterinarians Day has been so besmirched and so belittled that it would be so disposable. Disgusts me. Oh, Veterans Day? Hmm. Well, that's still pretty bad, I guess. Any day that is a day off disappears until we hit the 194-day quota. Hmm. I like that this is their alternative instead of just like extending the school year because they presumably don't have the budget for that. It's probably because they put all their budget in school sports or something. Am I right, chat? What is a school sport that was phased out a decade ago? Oh, dang, really? I can't believe that. I can't believe that we finally have overthrown the jocks. No time it takes away from tests we have to fail. Uh, oh, that sucks. And we just got a new curriculum. Oh no. You know what? Fuck you. Unstandardizes your tests. I wish. Can I get all of the people who were like gifted with super heavy quotes children that ended up developing such complexes about asking for help and needing to do everything perfect that we became all anxiety ridden messes by the time we were in college? Can I get a hell yeah from all of those? Hell yeah. Just want to cuddle all the gifted burnouts. Hmm. I'll give a hell yeah to that. Budget for books I had was from a piggy bank you have in a closet. Yikes. And you're the librarian. That's supposed to be what they pay you to do, to curate books. That is not good. Paying librarians a fair wage. Yeah, ha ha ha. Laughs in child of a librarian. Americans don't do that. Yeah, it's true. Everyone is so mean to the book nerd. All book nerds. Mm, excuse me. It's been called the school's doormat at least twice when they thought you weren't listening. Wow, that is incredibly unprofessional and disrespectful. And pretty childish, too. That sucks. I also feel like, on like a larger scale, libraries in America are also treated with like this very passive sense of contempt. And I think part of it is because like think for a second about like all of the things that you could do that don't cost you any money in an average city. How many of those can you honestly think of? And let's say that it's not the best weather out. How many places can you think of that you can go to basically year round and without any expectation of paying anything, be able to just be inside in a safe, comfortable environment? And then consider all of the free resources that libraries provide. In addition to books and access to the internet, libraries also provide things like job training workshops. They provide networking. They provide help with people who are looking to figure out uh, bureaucratic and governmental and employment related paperwork and research. There's so many services that the library provides for free. I mean, the admins love me. It's some of the staff. Oh. And that's even worse because, like, y'all are all education professionals. You should be, like, a united front. It's dividing them. Capital, that's how capital, makes sure that unions don't get anything. The library is a dumping ground. Hey, Spirit. Hope you're having a good day. You guys have safe libraries? Relatively safe, I'll say. Admittedly, when I was a tiny bun, uh, the library that I went to, my mama bun once walked in on someone actively shooting up drugs in the public bathroom. That said, was the library still one of my favorite places to be? Yes, because it gave me a lot of things totally for free, and I could just stay there for hours on end. How do you like the pick? You mean the pick that I'm working on? I've been liking all the picks I've worked on. Speaking of, it looks like I've got all of the line art for this one done. I tell them about my Alexander Armstrong gloves you used to have to use when you worked in high school. Oh, the one you sent me. Let me let's see. Oh, was this the one of the kitty? The kitty was a good picture. I do remember that kitty. Very photogenic. Yeah, you sent me a picture of cotton. Okay, let's quick save this. Let's see. I could either jump to color on the first one, or I could continue line arting. And I think it would probably be better to do the color first. Okay, sample that color. Let's hide the sketch layer. Check again, you didn't send it? Okay. Oh, okay, that's a pretty good picture. Thank you. It's a picture of me doing a weird face. Wrong layer. Because I was AFK. Let's get a little sample of this little ear pink there. Oh, also, let me make sure okay, yes, I've got no, not synergy, symmetry. Hold the sneeze. That's what you caused it, and I called it nice. I like it. Thank you. You used to have to bring your steel-plated spiked gloves for defense when you ran a library in high school. Yeah, that was fucking rough. Tama loved it. I'm glad. Like, if I do the colors here, then I can at least guarantee that I will have one batch of pictures that will be ready to share by the time or before Pride Month is over. So that's going to be my goal, to at least get that much done. And if I'm able to do even more tonight, great. If not, that's all right. I've got something that I can work on now. And it shouldn't take me too much longer after that. And like the high school wasn't even the place where a kid threw a shuriken at you, right? Sadly you have to dip, but you know the drill. Tab going up. All right. Yeah, that was the elementary school that you currently work at, where a child threw a sharpened metal shuriken at Heavy. Understandably so. Pointy things are dangerous. I did hit the cork bird, and the parent yelled at me for taking it. Yep, that's unfortunate. Parents lucky you didn't sue them. That kind of little shit is a real danger. his fidget spinner. No, it wasn't. Like, I don't know who they thought that they were bullshitting. It was a sharpened metal object. It was a shuriken. Cops get very suspicious when they hear about people going to or away from the library. Seems like seems to be a place for the naughties in your area. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. That is like the flip side, the potential risk of having places where people are free to just exist without having to pay or do anything. But at the same time, I feel like in general, it's still worth it. That's still definitely a risk worth taking for libraries to exist because of all of the good they can do. At least in my opinion. Occurs to me that I could still have the symmetry going. I set it up right. There we go. This will help save me a little bit of time. Tell your library story, but it's really NSFW. Understandable. Do not feel obligated to do it, especially if it's not something you are comfortable with. Oh wow, that really is so dark. It is almost just black black. Not quite there though. Most advanced thing your school had in the time was a TV on a cart with a VCR. Oh, I remember those. Have a calm stream. Bye, Spirit. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you around. Hmm. You're eons behind what's expected. Yep. We live in a society. Unfortunately, it's not a very good society. It doesn't value the things it should, and instead it likes big guns and bombs. Big guns and bombs. That's my song. It's called We Live in a Fucked Up Society, America Edition. It's going on Apple iTunes later this month. It's not. I don't have the patience to even try to do something like that. Okay, got that, we got that. Let's get a sample for the shirt. I do my best every day and try not to cry too loud. Oh, Heavy. Do you need a hug, Heavy? It kind of sounds like you need a hug. You need a budget that isn't pocket change. That too, but that is not something I could provide, so. I mean, I guess strictly speaking, I also can't really provide a physical hug because I am but a bunch of ones and zeros that live in computers. But such is the nature of being a streamer. Hey, Dave.
It is significantly cooler in here.
I'm glad. Off for the next 2 months. Hmm. Well, you got some time to yourself at least, I guess. For whatever that's worth. You doing okay?
I don't know. I don't really want to cook.
That's all right. So no kids with living hair. Um, yeah, that seems like it would be good. I think in general, most hair tends to not be alive anymore. What I understand about the function and excuse me anatomy of hair, I would be very alarmed if much hair was very actively alive, to be honest. Okay. Well, not hair, more like things living on the hair that can be visibly seen. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. That sounds like very unhealthy living situations. Okay, that's pretty much everything. So now let's just neaten up the line, or neaten up the color. So it's inside the lines. Next challenge I'll leave you with is a piece of wood in a forest upturned with lots of movement. Thanks, I hate it. Also, I think this might not be totally copyright friendly, so let's skip ahead a little bit. That should probably be better. You tell the parents they are offended. Well, I I am sorry for that child. Hey, Coffee, how you doing? You're just in time, actually. I am going to be doing the colors for yours next. I decided that since, unfortunately, I had just a huge ordeal where the doctors, when at my doctor's visit today, stole my blood and they stole my pee. Can you believe that? But because of that, I got really delayed, so I want to make sure I at least have all of the first set of four colored and published by the end of tonight, because I want at least one part of this Pride celebration drawing to be finished in Pride. Yeah, okay. So, coffee, quick question. When I'm sampling for your coat color, do you prefer I use your hair color for the bear or use your jacket color for the
Hi,
bear?
coffee.
No preference? All right. Mm, I think last time I used the jacket color, so stick with that. Oh wait, I could also use the ear color. That gives you a fairly accurate one, I think.
Tell coffee that I can't watch the stream right now because I'm downloading Age of Empires 2, and I thought she'd like to know.
Epitome said that they can't watch and moderate the stream right now because they're downloading Age of Empires 2, and I wanted to make sure that you knew. Yeah, Age of Empires uh, 2 specifically was one of the only games of that genre I remember ever actually playing. So, yeah, I'll admit I've got some nostalgia for it. I mainly, however, have nostalgia for the cheats in that game because
Flying dog.
I don't think I ever won a campaign without resorting to using the bubonic plague cheat. And I just loved the fact that there was a car that you could just have. Age of Empires 3 sucked though. Alright, good to know. Played it at work with the high school kids. Nice.
I just like destroying everyone in naval battles with turtle boats.
Yeah, Korea does. Korea's got some pretty solid cultural, culture specific units. I mean, I think Korea, from my recollection, I think Korea and uh, Scandinavia, or whatever the specific term is for the Scandinavian group. I think those are the only two cultures that have two specific cultural units. Because like Korea has the turtle boat, and it also has I don't know if they specifically call it the hwacha, but that like powered artillery thing. And the Vikings, of course, are one of the units, but they also have the longbow. It's considered work back in the day. That and oddly enough, Mech Warrior. Hey, look, whatever you can find that helps you get through the day, you take it. But yeah, coffee. How much how many channel points would I have to redeem to get you to play the Age of Mythology series? Because that was the one that I always wanted to check out and try out as a kid, but never actually got like the opportunity to when I was still a young bun. It's been over an hour and you still have 2 hours to finish downloading. Rip. As far as I can tell, it basically is very similar to Age of Empires, just with a heavier focus on mythology and mythology-based units, and like you can you can spec into worship based off of specific deities out of your pantheon to get additional bonuses and stuff. I remember it being a fairly deep system, but I also only ever like watched it get played maybe once. No, definitely at least once, maybe twice, probably not. Also, I love drawing fingerless gloves for hands that don't have fingers because they're just like this. It's just this little tube, just a little tube of fabric. I love it. All right, we got all of the main fur color. Let's get the sports bra next. The sports bra. Mm-hmm. Bra. And the gloves. But yeah, I don't know if I'm glad or sad that most of chat probably wasn't around early enough in the stream to hear my absolute miserable time at the doctor's office today. I don't know if I want to subject chat to that again, though. Okay, and let's get jeans, the jorts color. You never said the two games you picked up? Oh, what were they? And yes, the blood geyser was certainly one of the components. Yeah. Oh, Elder Lily. Yeah, I've watched that game. I've wanted to try it because it seems really good. And it feels like it could be a good entry point for someone who's been curious about Dark Souls-esque games, but who has way more experience with more traditional Metroidvanias. Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus, I don't really have any idea what that one's about. Sounds interesting, though, and I remember hearing someone else who was raving about it. But yeah, long story short, we ended up being well over an hour in the office longer than expected or planned for because just doctor's office delays. The actual doctor, once I met with her, seemed really nice, and I hope that she ends up being my doctor here because that'd be nice. Uh, but the phlebotomist uh, decided to just go with the arm that I did not want to be stuck with needles. The needle was wobbling around constantly. Uh, I felt like it's hard to calculate time when you're in pain because everything feels longer, but I'm pretty sure that it was there for at least a solid minute, just wriggling around in the hole. It took like five and a half. A phlebotomist, yeah, that's what you call someone who specializes in veins and arteries. And usually their main focus is in taking samples of body fluids. But once that was finally finished, I had to do a urine sample, and that's where the real fun starts. Because of a childhood trauma where I thought I only needed to pee and instead pooped while I was standing upright, some part of my child brain resolved, okay, I guess now I will just never pee standing up again. And I'm pretty sure I've actually told, I'm pretty sure at Coffee specifically over like Twitter or something, I have actually told this story before. But so that made it hard already. I had like a specific amount in one of the cups that I could not go over. So I had to keep pee, stop, check to see how far up the vial it goes. Pee, get some on my hand, stop, check to see how far up the vial goes. But then, after all of that, when I finally went to go wash my hands, I find that it only works if you have a constant pressure on it. Like it's one of those quote unquote automated sinks that are supposed to be like you press down and it gives you like 30 seconds of water flow after that. But it was so overly sensitive that it was immediately after you let go of the pressure, it stops the water. So I ended up in this weird contortionist posture where I was standing side by side with the sink and then bending over sideways with my arm like bent and twisted in three separate places like a praying mantis. And it was just an absolute nightmare. But I finally made it back. Not even a pretty rough downpour of a rainstorm it is going to stop me from doing at least a little bit of stream today. And it's because of you, chat. I do it all for you. So, yes, that's my doctor's visit story abbreviated. You'll have your story next week. Okay. I don't know what your story is, but you got no rush. Ah, the blood test story. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Oh, also, a question for y'all, chat. Tell me, if you see on a menu as like one of the options something called a twin cheeseburger, what do you think that would be when you order it? Like you order the twin cheeseburger, what are you expecting when it comes out? I want to see if my expectations were reasonable with something I ordered today for brunch. A double-decker burger. Okay. Does anyone have like other expectations? Two cheese, two patty. Okay, okay. So uh I ordered a twin cheeseburger today for brunch because I was hungry enough. But two slightly smaller twin burgers. Yeah, that like I feel like those are all very reasonable guesses and all basically along the lines of what I was thinking. Instead, what I ended up getting was two completely built, completely separated cheeseburgers on the plate. Which I mean, I guess technically that's almost kind of it, but like that does not feel like what you should be labeling that kind of thing, you know? And I didn't know if I was being the unreasonable one for thinking that's what twin burgers would have meant. Like, yeah, it still works. It's just like it feels like a weirder interpretation. But yeah, like, it's really hot out when even in stores and restaurants and places like that, it's still unbearably hot with the air conditioning on. It is just out of control temperatures this week. Let's see. I think maybe like light brown, perhaps, or a lightish black to brown, something like that. Yeah, I think that looks good. Oh, also, uh, this is a question I asked earlier that I'm sort of trying to gauge potential interest for because it's something that I've been meaning to try getting into sewing again, and this could be another way that I could do it. But, chat, if I were to make like bespoke custom plushies in the plushie question in this kind of style, like very simple, nothing fancy, just your character in chibi-ish plushie mode. Is that the kind of thing that you as an individual would be interested in? And I'll probably end up asking this question a few times more to just sort of get a sense of where people are at. Okay, that is 2 down for the colors on this one. In general, yes. Right now, probably not because money is going to be hard for the next few months. Oh, yeah, that's understandable. It was more just like an in general question rather than a will you buy these things that I have already made right this second kind of deal. There we go. Nice. Ow, I can still feel the hole in my arm. And of course, because it's on my drawing arm, it's very noticeable little pangs of discomfort. I sure do love it when doctors ignore the requests you make to instead just put needles wherever they want. It's the best. You give phlebotomists a bad name. I'm guessing it wasn't a butterfly needle. I don't know what a butterfly needle is actually. I've never heard that before. Sounds like it would be like a pretty needle, I guess. Also, dang, it's almost 8 o'clock, which means I'm gonna have to drive you on over to the next stop of the raid train. Oh no, it sadly wasn't that one. It's one that you would have to like hold very, very carefully in place so it doesn't jiggle around, like widening the hole and causing a lot of undue pain and duress. Which sadly did not happen. So I got a lot of undue pain and duress. So that was fun. But I mean, the whole doctor's office looked very overwhelmed with just the sheer volume of people they had in today. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to like they have a lot on their plate, which you know what? Fair. But yeah, I think I'm going to finish coloring at least this first batch so I could have those, uh, at least something that I can like publish over to Twitter for while it is still officially Pride Month. But the rest I'll finish in Gay Wrath Month that starts tomorrow. Let me quickly save and then get prepped to send us over on a raid. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me as always. I really appreciate it. Uh, if you haven't followed me already over on Twitter, then that is the best place to keep up to date on my schedule. And my next stream will be tomorrow night starting at 7. I will be running from 7 to yeah, 7 to 11. I'll be running another installment of the City of Mist tabletop game that I'll be running with a couple of my good old friends. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you have a really good rest of your night, whatever, excuse me, whatever the rest of the night is for you. Let me get set up. We're going to be heading over to Lexi is next according to my schedule. So Lexi. Okay. It does not look like it does not look like she I may I've forgotten yes, she her. It does not look like Lexi is quite on just yet, but it does look like she's starting very soon. So I'll just stall for a little extra time. Looking forwards to it. Have a good night. Oh, thank you. I'm stuck in wink mode. Oh no. There we go. I can open my eye again. I can see. Looking forwards to it. Looking forwards to the raid? Or looking forwards to something else? Either way, I hope you have a good time. All right, so, okay, looks like she's setting up. So, let's see. Let's do something kind of similar to what we did last night. Okay, so if you would like to use the raid message to help hype up the stream over there, this is the one that I'll be doing. Choo choo! Here comes the gay train! Choo choo! Times 3. But yeah, let me start up the raid now. Raid Lexi Stinchon. Alright. 7, 10, 11, 14. Wow, there are so many of you in chat. Oh my gosh. I know I always get sentimental about this, but honestly, I am still amazed that there's that many people who want to hang out with me and do dumb, goofy shit like what I do. So, from the bottom of my bunny heart, thank you all so, so, so much for sharing tonight with me. I really, really enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. If you're able to, next stream, like I said, is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight. If you're not able to, though, I just hope I can see you around again sometime. That's all. Oh, one last thank you kiss. Mwah. And good night. Let's give Lexi all the love we can. Okay? Okay. Night. Bye.